Hi, Kevin Henry, the Group Editorial Director for Dental Products Report and Modern Hygienist. And I'm on a Google Hangout today with my friend and the leader of Inspired Hygiene, Rachel Wall. How are you this morning, Rachel?
Hey, Kevin, I'm doing great. Thanks again for having me.
Always love having you on. I love to pick your brain and dive into some of the knowledge that you have. And I know today we're going to talk a little bit about avoiding burnout when it comes to the dental hygienist. And I know that you've heard some stories and have some tips that you wanted to share with our viewers about that.
Yeah, well, I would say the story that's nearest and dearest to my heart is my own. As a hygienist of 25 years, I've experienced that myself, and I think it's kind of inevitable. With any kind of career over that span of time, is we're going to have times where we're feeling really fired up, and we're going to have some times where we might be feeling a little bit burnt out. And what I realized and what I learned was, for a while, I was kind of looking outside of myself, like, okay, does this mean I need to do something different? How do I need to augment my career? Like, I was looking outside, and what I realized is that really the remedy for that burnout feeling really came from inside. And so I believe and share in all of my talks is that the bridge from getting from where we are to where we want to be is typically two things. One is mindset, first and foremost, and two is systems. And having some type of system to get either over our obstacle or to help us figure out how to get to that next level. So it's true with this example too, Kevin. So first of all, figured out it really needed to come from within me. So I needed to get recommitted to my career and why I do what I do. And so that might mean like getting re-engaged in, your local dental hygiene society, maybe stepping into a leadership role there, taking some CE that really interests you. Maybe it's on a topic that is a little bit different. I mean, something that a CE I just took recently was on pediatric sleep apnea. And so just feeling like I, as a hygienist, can really make a difference in that area really gets me fired up. So figure out what is the thing that you really care about, and then find a way to learn more about that and then bring that into your practice. So that first thing is the mindset. And I think we really have to take responsibility for that. We have to take personal responsibility for our happiness in our lives and in our career. And we can't ignore our circumstances, right? So that second thing, the systems, also kind of translates to our situation, right? Where are we working? What kind of environment are we working in? And so while we've got to take personal responsibility for where we are, I think we can't deny the fact that the situation, the circumstance in which we work can either nurture that, right? Nurture that desire to get fired up again, and really help grow that, and empower that, or it can be an obstacle. Mm-hmm. And so I think we've got to be honest with ourselves and really looking at that situation. And then when we've assessed that, then we've got to figure out, okay, if there are some obstacles, are these obstacles real and outside our control, or are they, dare I say, imagined? Are they imagined, or are they things that we can change? Or we can begin to change, or we can influence change, whether it's the amount of time that we have in the hygiene appointment. Is there a way that we could be more productive and show the leaders in our practice, the doctor or practice owner, for example, how we could be more productive, and how having more time would actually help us, get fired up and help grow the practice and be more productive overall. So I think it's that mindset, and then looking at our circumstance and taking responsibility for both and seeing, okay, where am I getting bored? Because a lot of times that's what it is. It's just going in and kind of running the schedule and not feeling energized about what we're doing throughout our day.
And I love what you mentioned about really finding what you're interested in and diving in deeper to it, or even expanding your horizons a little bit. Maybe step out of that comfort zone and learn something that, maybe is a little bit foreign to you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a lot of you may be in practices where your doctors are doing expanded functions, like they're addressing sleep apnea, or they're doing, let's say they're doing some type of cosmetic like Botox or something like that. Like, what can you learn about that that's something different, that's going to make it exciting, that you can share with your patients, and not in a way just to increase production, but a way to really improve your patients' lives. So I think that's the other piece of that mindset, Kevin, is we've got to make sure that we have a really strong why behind what we do, because I think we're really fortunate to be in this profession of a lot of really caring people, and we want to do the right thing. And so anytime we're adding a service or we're increasing something in the practice, we've got to spend the time and invest the time in really figuring out the why, because that's going to help keep us fired up when we get committed to that and when we see those results firsthand.
Great points. And Rachel, as always, I appreciate you sharing your own experience here.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You know, and speaking of your experience, I'm talking to you today from Brockport, New York, not far from Rochester. And I know that you're actually working with a practice here in this town as well. And I just thought you might share a little bit about that with our viewers as well.
Yes, so we are excited to be partnering with Brockport Smiles, and Jamie Marbo and Stacy McCauley are going to be delivering a really cool, we call it the Rockstar Hygiene Retreat. And it's a 2-day hands-on experience with live patients for licensed New York hygienists and dentists. And that's coming in this summer, in June. So if you are watching this and you're from that area or from New York or licensed in New York, please reach out to us at clients@inspiredhygiene.com. And we'd love to share more about that with you, or talk about whether that's something that we could bring to your area. It's a really great course.
It is, and I know anytime that somebody can learn from you and all the Inspired Hygiene folks, it's a great day. So, Rachel, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with me and inspire our hygiene viewers. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Kevin. Take care, everyone.